What up guys, so welcome to Play Fiend. I'm Ruben Bastos, an architect and firefighter from Portugal, and today we are reacting to an architecture video. It's called The Man Behind the World's Ugliest Buildings. Well, I find this very interesting. Especially I've seen a bit of the video, and this is gonna be one short video, but well, it's kind of funny, but I'll let you judge that. As usual, I wanna thank all my subscribers and supporters, my viewers, and you know the deal. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to it and hit that notification bell for daily content and daily videos. So let's get on with this. I hope you like this. It's a little bit different that I'm used to do. Well, not this one, this one. So I made my head a bit bigger. Let's see this.
Architecture begins with a thought, a dream, a single lie, but then you build it.
So already the guy looks funny as hell. And this drawing, have you seen that? Is a room with nothing on it, just a table and the guy. Such a terrible waste of space, but well, everyone does what he wants. So and the thing is saying, yeah, architecture begins with a thought. You have a client, you have a terrain, you have a proposition of the building you want to do, or the client needs to be done, and you start thinking about it. And architecture begins when you start putting all those thoughts into paper and start drawing. And well, after a long process of drawing CAD, drawing SketchUp, drawing hand, and making models. Not everyone does models, but I love models. The project is done, and then you put them out there to a construction team, an engineer, and they start the house, and that's one of the most exciting things, to see the things you drawn kind of appearing out of nowhere, and the satisfaction of the client. And in my case, I also I start being well satisfied by that. Oh, goddamn neighbors. So I guess the neighbors are gone, just for a bit, but they'll be back. They usually do. So guys, I was saying, architecture, seeing a building comes to life is one of the most satisfying things you can have. So let's keep going with this.
A single lie, but then you build it. And all of a sudden, the dream, you can touch her. She is real.
He molds the world to his design.
He wants to redefine what it means to be a building.
Is he a genius? I think so.
So lots of weird guys.
He built 3 of New York City's most iconic buildings: Port Authority, Penn Station, and LaGuardia.
Gerhard's dream began in New York, but he has realized his buildings nationwide. The Boston City Hall, the North Dakota State Building in Bismarck, and every AT&T building with no windows from Midtown to the Midwest.
Before Gerhard, everybody thought
No
buildings needed
windows?
to have windows, places to sit down, ventilation. Gerhard comes along and says, why? Why don't we make the world's first above-ground basement?
Okay, guys. I need to wrap my head a bit around this. So buildings with no windows, no place to sit, basements above ground. Well, Frank Gerrard is I don't know. I think he's a little bit in another universe. I don't know what to think about this because, well, if you think about it, architecture is made for people. There is no architecture without people. And it's the expression of people. They need to feel the space, they live it. And this guy is taking things we think for granted, and turning them upside down. Yeah, it can be considered a genius, maybe. I don't know. That's thinking outside the box. Let's keep on with this.
And this changes everything.
Yes, it does.
Quite. When you enter a Gerhard environment, I want you to feel something. Affection. I want you to feel challenged, interrogated, tired. I want you to feel like I hate you personally. Because I do. I want you to feel too close to the man beside you. I want you to feel too far from the restroom. I want you to buy a red sandwich and balance the cellophane on your knees. Struggle to have a meal without a table or surface. I want you to feel motherless, sad.
What the hell? Guys, come on. No way. He wants us to feel like he hates us personally because he does. He wants us to feel sad. It's not a museum of the Holocaust or something. In that you want people to feel sad. Otherwise, you want them to be happy. You want them to connect with the space in a good way. I don't know what to think about this. I'm speechless. This guy, man. When you give power to some people, you see how they are. That's the real way to see how people are. It's to give them power. And this guy is an architect, so he has power. And they gave them, or he won in a contest or something, these buildings, the project for these buildings, and he clearly saying that he wants us to feel sad, to feel like he hates us personally. That's the complete opposite of my favorite architect, which is Peter Zumthor. I'll maybe show you something about Peter Zumthor in this video, but let's get on with this.
A Gerhard building will make you feel like shit. And you won't even know why.
The low ceilings, the flickering lights, the particular way the linoleum peels and cracks. You walk into one of his buildings and your whole body just says, wow, this sucks.
So you walk into a building and your body just says, this sucks. Great building. Awesome. And also, look at these two guys, man. Yeah, look at them. They seem like they live in another universe. Not judging people by their aspect, but after you hear what they're saying, it's like Matrix over here.
I have always been fascinated by the question, what if you could piss where you like and experience the piss of others? Piss on the car.
Come on, man. What the hell? What if you could piss everywhere and feel the piss of others? Genius here, man. Genius. You should be doing this stuff in Alaska or something. Maybe in the Sahara Desert. Oh, I'm blown away, man. I'm really blown away. What the hell?
Up it, piss on the stairs, to take it out and just piss. This fundamental question challenges our idea of what a building can be. Better.
What the hell, man? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? This is crazy. And look at the supporters clapping.
So why does he do this?
Well, he's an architect.
It's the kind of shit he does.
Pretty sure he owns a concrete company.
He is.
Gerhard. She is beautiful, Hans. Und ja. It started as a dream.
I don't know what I just seen, man. What the hell was this? I'm sorry. What the hell? Well, guys, it's quite comedy there. We all know that was not an architect, and it was just a roast or how to say this. It's a comedy, but well, it's pretty well made. It's funny as hell, and I will take this opportunity to show you this thing about my favorite architect of all times, which is Peter Zumthor, and to let you see what a real architect thinks like.
If I have to do a building, I have an image what the building should be and how it should feel, what kind of atmosphere it should have. And this is not a moral category or ethical category of honesty or not honesty or something. This is more being truthful to my feeling for the place or my feeling for the task, for the use of the building. Designing for me is sort of a physical act. At the end is a physical object. And I have to make sure that I, as soon as possible, get in contact with this physical object I'm dreaming of. And the dream is also, in my case, if I dream of a building, it's an image, it's not an abstract thought. I don't have any abstract dreams. I only have concrete dreams.
A lot of Renaissance depictions of architecture are works of the imagination. They're dreamed buildings. Sure. And this little painting by Ercole de Roberti from about 1490, where he imagines the stable of the Nativity, which it suggests to him the origins of architecture, the wooden structure. But it's also done in the very latest form to a Renaissance viewer, a very latest form of architecture. So he's both got a very primal and a very modern element going on at the same time. And I wondered if that was something that was also in your work.
I'm sorry to stop this. I want to say two things. The first thing is, yeah, we dream about buildings. Not necessarily when we are sleeping, but our thoughts is like a dream. So we are constantly thinking about what buildings could be, what form could they have, and well, having them, as I said in the other video, having them built and being able to experience the space is the pinnacle of an architect work, you know, just seeing your thoughts being transformed into a real thing. You can't have better than that. And the second thing I want to say is the beginnings of architecture. She's saying is this cabin of the Nativity depicted by that author, and I want to say it's not this particular cabin, but the origin of architecture is the human need for shelter. And right after the caveman, where he lived on nature built caves, they were there, he didn't build the caves. The men started becoming nomad, or they were nomads, and they felt the need to build some sort of shelter, and that's why the wooden cabin, it's the first representation of architecture in the world. And some people agree with that, some people don't, because, well, a cabin is just a roof and four walls, can or cannot be described as architecture, but I really think it is. It's the primal form of architecture. Now it's all, how to say this, it's all complicated, it's all drawn in the way that well, the technology allows it. So you basically draw in the edge of what technology allows you to do, and the cabin was the pinnacle of technology at that time, and it evolved to the ziggurats in the Middle East and to the cultures like Egypt, like Greek culture, Roman culture, and the culture we know now, and all the other in between. So I just wanted to say that architecture is everything around us. So not just the houses, but the domain of the public space and the design of it. That's also architecture, disguised as a word called urbanism or paysagism, but it's all architecture.
Time to me, I can only imagine, so that it really means something to me, is the moment I live. It's I'm living obviously in this moment, and I'm surrounded by things which come from the past. I myself are maybe 99% history. And if I look around, I'm surrounded by things which have been made by people. They might not even live anymore, but they're, you know, and so on. There are trees outside, they're older than me, and they will outlive me, and so on. I love this. This gives me a feeling of I must be part of something bigger. So with this feeling, doing houses means, yes, let's do a house which can be part of time. Maybe if it's successful as a building, and successful for me would be loved by people, to use it or something, then the building, you can tell the building knows something about time. It's also about the time before and the time which might come.
So does the building have a form of intelligence if it's a good building?
The building has a form of soul. Intelligence to me is this laser line there. I prefer to say it has a soul or a heart. A soul is good because this is the big thing. Huh? Yes, a good building should have a soul.
Well, what he means by a soul is the atmosphere, in way the building connects to people, and the way the building remains even after the author and the owners and all the users die, and the building remains. So it's kind of our input in this world. So we need to be conscious about that, and we need to do the most we can to respect this world we live in and the people that live in the world, because they are gonna stay here well after we died, our kids died, our grandkids died, and we need to be respectful for everything that is out there. So guys, this is my small message. So you need to check, if you are big in architecture, you need to check more about this guy, Peter Zumthor. He's architecture Nobel Prize, which is called Pritzker, and he really deserves it. So guys, we just make my head normal. Here it is. Architecture is something that moves me into be a better person, a better designer, a better constructor, whatever. Because if you look around you, humankind is kind of a nocive species. They destroy everything. We destroy everything. And there is almost nothing left on this earth, especially on land, where humans haven't touched. There is a concept which I learned in the early years of the university, which is natural and humanized. So I learned the hardest way. There are no more, or almost no more, natural stuff in this earth. Everything is humanized, even forests. For example, in Portugal, most of our forests are made of pine trees and eucalypt trees. And if you know anything about these trees, pine is from the northern countries like Sweden or Finland or wherever, and eucalyptus, which are great trees for paper production, they came from Australia, if I'm not mistaken. So all our trees, all our forests in Portugal are humanized because human have planted them. So everything we touch, we destroy, either by building or by planting species that are not from here. And this takes a toll on our planet, especially since the Industrial Revolution. And the planet is suffering just because of us. There is no one else to blame except the humankind. And if for example the forest fires, the wildfires are getting bigger, and if we are getting I'm forgetting the words, if we are getting the bad side of it, it's our fault. No one else is to blame. Not another species, not anything. It's just us. We are destroying everything that's around us, and we, as architects, have the how to say this? We have the responsibility to do better and to care for this world, because our works are gonna be here long before we die, and we need to make them as sustainable as they can be. So guys, this is just my message. I'm sorry if it took a little bit longer than I expected and that I enunciated in the beginning. So that's it, guys, for today. I'm sorry about this lecture. Um, anyone has the right to his own opinion, and this is mine. And I needed to share it with you guys, so that's it. Don't forget to subscribe the channel if you are new to it. Hit that notification bell for daily content and leave a like. Oh, and don't forget to give your like to the original one and subscribe to them. I'm gonna leave the links down below. And that's it, guys. I'll see you in the next video. So, bye.